Why, hello there, and welcome to this video. My name is Leah. I'm a new progressive YouTuber. I'm doing a Wednesday and a Saturday show every week where I talk about the big stories, the week's events, all that great, wonderful stuff from a progressive point of view, of course. So if that's something that you're interested in, you can hit the like button. You can comment down below, let me know what you think. And you can also subscribe. That would help me out a lot. I'm trying to jump towards 100 subscribers to get started here. So if you want to be the first 100 people or a part of the first 100 people to subscribe to my channel, that would mean a lot to me getting started here. I want to grow a lot so that I can use my political energy for good and try to make a difference here in this election cycle, because I'll be honest, this feels really important and I feel like I need to be doing more, which is why I'm here. This is me doing more. So this segment is my last segment today, and we're going to be talking about Gaza. We're going to be talking about the genocide that's happening right now, which has almost been going on for a year now, which is just unbelievable to think about it like that. Like almost a year of this absolutely unhinged behavior from Israel, where they're just committing genocide against the Palestinian people. And I can't believe that we have not arrived at a ceasefire yet. I think that is genuinely shocking and appalling. But we have a story to cover today, and this is a very specific, particular story. I know that sometimes I cover multiple articles and stuff like that, but today we just have one article, and it's this: Netanyahu is in Washington at a fraught time for Israel and the U.S. What to know about his visit. So the genocidal maniac that is mulching Palestinian civilians will be in America speaking to Congress, trying to vie for an extension of the war as well as extension of the support of the war from the American government or whatever. I don't want to say the American people, because a lot of the American population really does not like that this is happening, and it just is another one of those examples that shows how we are not actually being represented by our political officials. They are just kind of doing what they think they want to do, and we just have to kind of go along with it even if we completely disagree with it. Like, this is absolutely one of those like Vietnam situations or like other situations where like the American population and public is absolutely against what the government is doing. But yeah, we have the psychopath Netanyahu visiting Washington. For me, this is tomorrow, but it'll be today for you guys because I record this on Tuesday nights. So you will be seeing this on the day of him visiting and doing his address and stuff like that. And honestly, I may have another story about this depending on whether it goes really badly or well or whatever. I don't know how you want to interpret that about it going well or bad. For me, going well would be it going badly for Netanyahu. You know what I mean? Like, I hope that there's a lot to cover in this story specifically, but I may have another video going over this, but it just really depends how it goes. So we're going to talk about this. He's essentially doing a speech to a joint meeting of Congress, and he's talking about trying to essentially vie for more time for him to kill civilians or whatever. The visit comes as the total of Palestinians killed in Israeli strikes in Gaza nears 40,000, could probably be a lot higher than that. I covered a story where it could be up as high as like 185,000 individuals or something like that, because of the amount of people stuck under rubble that have been unable to be recovered, people that will die from famine, that even if the conflict stopped today, they have already received their death sentence because they have been so malnourished and destroyed by famine. There are many people that will die from chronic fatigue syndromes, where their hearts just aren't strong enough anymore because they've been so stressed, so underfed, so under-rested and stuff for so long that it's just, yeah. So why is he visiting? Essentially, his popularity has plummeted at home, and the visit was seen as giving him a chance to show himself as a global statesman, stuff like that. But it's also about him trying to essentially push for more money to continue the conflict, the genocide, for longer. Speaking for the White House side of things, National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said at a security conference in Colorado last week that Biden planned to focus on working out what it will take for the United States, Israel, and others to get a hostage release and ceasefire deal done in the coming weeks. Now, this is particularly important because specifically there have been a multitude of ceasefire agreements that have been reached by the U.S. and Hamas, U.S. acting as a mediator and Hamas, and they accept these ceasefire agreements, and then they put it up to Israel, and then all that has to happen is Netanyahu just has to accept the ceasefire agreement, and then it's good to go. But of course, Netanyahu says no to every single ceasefire. He says that we need to have a complete and total destruction of Hamas, or whatever that means, which is, I guess, essentially means killing every single Palestinian person. But it's wild. This is actually wild that he's gonna be here in the United States of America talking about this. Like, this would be like Hitler visiting another country in the middle of the Holocaust. Like, that is actually what this is like. So I hate this section right here. Why is his visit controversial? Like, I feel like you shouldn't even have to explain that. But of course, there are a lot of people that don't even really know exactly what's going on in Gaza. And so there are some people who are probably kind of ignorant. And yeah, it's, God, it's disgusting. Yeah, the article goes on to talk about the timing, which is kind of interesting because of course Biden just stepped down from the campaign and Kamala Harris is going to be the likely nominee. So actually Netanyahu will be meeting with Biden, the sitting president, but he will also be meeting with Kamala under the assumption that she will be the nominee and potential next president of the United States. So as it says right here, Harris, a sitting president, would normally sit behind foreign leaders, but she'll be away Wednesday on an Indianapolis trip. And actually, even though she normally would be sitting behind the foreign leader while they're speaking or whatever, she has said that she refuses to do that anyway. Like, she does not want to do that anyway. So that is nice to see. We will talk more about Harris's stance here as this article goes on. I think there's a little bit going on here. Oh yeah. So Biden and Netanyahu are expected to meet Thursday, and Harris will also meet Netanyahu separately that same day. Now, I have heard reporting that Kamala Harris is a lot more progressive on the side of the Gaza genocide. She wants to vie for a ceasefire and, better treatment of the Palestinian people and stuff like that. Like, that is the word that I'm hearing. That is what I'm hearing. That could be untrue. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to make any definitive statements until I see definitive statements from, Kamala Harris and stuff like that. But I would really, it would be absolutely huge if Kamala was not like co-signing for genocide. That would just be so massive. There are so many young people, me included, who are absolutely disgusted by this genocide, and like, it has left a stain on Biden that, like, even though I appreciate his domestic record, and I think that domestically Biden is one of the strongest presidents that, I've seen, especially because I'm young, but it really is just overshadowed by the fact that he's just sending bombs to mulch children. And that's just so unacceptable. It's so disgusting that I have a really hard time looking past that. And you should have a really hard time looking past that. Essentially, he's funding a war criminal. He's sending bombs to Hitler 2.0, and it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. I've heard reports that she's gonna go real hard on Netanyahu in the private meeting. We don't really know what's gonna happen there. I would love if she brought that prosecutor energy and just said, look, man, you and we are going to have problems. So with Harris away, Patty Murray, a Washington Democrat, is next in line to fill the seat behind Netanyahu, but she's among the lawmakers declining to attend. So there are people that are supposed to be lined up, like in the order to like sit behind the foreign leader if the vice president can't make it. And a lot of these people are just like, no, I don't want to do that. This guy's disgusting. But yeah, the article talks about how protests are planned. There is a protest that received a permit application submitted to the National Park Service, estimated at least 5,000 participants. So I really hope that these protests are huge. This is actually like the main part of the article that I'm excited about. I heard about this. I don't know what's going to be going on. I heard that there were protests today. There were protests held on Tuesday today, which for you is yesterday. It's Tuesday night for me. Okay. All right, I can't just like pretend that it's Wednesday. But yeah, we see demonstrators stage mass protests against Netanyahu visit and U.S. military aid to Israel. So let me look at this here. After about a half hour of clapping and chanting, people were arrested and led away. So that's really disturbing. That's really unfortunate to see. I was really hoping that these protests would be respected and that, they'd be allowed to happen, because I think that it's representative of the American people, and not allowing them to go forward is kind of like saying like we don't respect the American population's opinion. Hopefully the protest tomorrow will be a little bit bigger, maybe a little more active, maybe a little harder to disperse. Maybe these protests can be held in public places where the officers can't really necessarily lead them away and arrest them so quickly. I don't know exactly about the protests today, how they were done or anything like that, but I just really hope that they go well tomorrow. I hope that Netanyahu sees the protests, experiences them, and hears the dissenting voices, because he's probably in such an isolationist little bubble. I bet if he experienced dissent the way that like we feel about Gaza and stuff like that, if he experienced even like 5% of that, then I think that he would be scared. But yeah, this is kind of a short story. I really don't have all that much more to say about it. I really think that this conflict needs to come to a close. Like, it cannot go on past a year. I think that's it's unbelievable that it's gone on this long. The amount of war crimes that have been committed, it's shocking, appalling, disgusting, horrifying. I can't possibly do enough. I can't possibly cover it enough. I can't possibly devote enough energy to doing something about this genocide happening. So I encourage you to pay attention. I encourage you to keep supporting pro-Palestinian voices, keep supporting people calling out the genocidal intent of the IDF and the Israeli government, because this is one of the worst things that we will ever see in our lifetimes. Like, this is like the Holocaust bad kind of thing. Like, this is something that I thought I would never witness or see happen in my lifetime, but here we are. And to wrap up the video, I just want to ask, if you want to subscribe, if you want to like, if you want to leave a comment, that would help me out. I'm trying to push towards 100 subscribers, trying to grow my channel, be here every Wednesday and Saturday talking about the big stories, talking about what's important to me from a progressive point of view. So yeah, you can look up my other socials on my link tree. It's this little link that you click in my description and it pops a little page. And it's got like my Instagram and my TikTok and my threads and my Discord, which I just set up. So if you want to join a small Discord, there's like almost no one in there yet, but you're more than welcome to join if you want. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. This has been my show. It's definitely been a long one. So I hope that you appreciate that. And I will be back Saturday with another one. Until then, you want to do me a little itty bitty favor? That would be fantastic. I just have one tiny little request, and that is for you to drink a little bit of water.